Hey everybody, it's On Screen Off Screen where we talk about what we've viewed throughout the week and how what we view affects our life and how our life affects what we watch. This week, uh, I just saw, I want to hear about Freakier Friday, Conlon.
Okay. So my wife is a huge, massive fan of the original Lindsay Lohan movie. She would watch it over and over again. She has every song memorized. I can start playing one of the songs and she will stop it and she'll just keep singing the whole thing. She loves this movie. So she was pretty pumped for this to come out. I like the first Freakier Friday or the first Freaky Friday. I think it's entertaining. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's got good comedy. I think Lindsay Lohan was a really good actress. Um, I did not have good expectations for this movie, and I was blown away. They did such a good job. I was shocked. I I think the first movie is a better movie, but I laughed more at this movie than I did at the first one. It was genuinely funny. Like there were times where I almost spit up Sprite. It made me laugh that hard. It was surprising. Um, they get all the characters from the original movie and they do them justice. I don't think any of them are dumb. The acting is all really good. The lines are well done. They have a few little woke things here and there, but none of them feel like shoved down your throat. They're just it's Disney and they feel like they just have to represent or whatever. Um, but that's like my nitpick. I have little teeny nitpicks about this movie. Otherwise, it is so funny. Like surprisingly, refreshingly, so enjoyably funny. And I would highly recommend if you like the original to watch this movie. You will have a good time.
The way you
What
started
did?
out, I didn't think you were going to like it. The way you started
Yeah,
talking about this. Sorry, Josh, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was gonna. What did your wife think? Since she
she
was actually a fan of the first one.
she loved it. She was like me. She's watched it like I don't even know how many times. This was her 8 to 12-year-old movie. This is like what she would watch over and over and over again. And she didn't have really good expectations. It completely smashed her expectations. She thought this was funnier than the original, but also not quite as good as far as every aspect of it. Like, wasn't as complete of a movie good, but it was still just really funny. Um, the I think what's her name? The older one. What is her name? Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis has that line in the first one where she's like, "I'm so old. I'm the crypt keeper." That whole line. I think she's been thinking about that line for 20 years, and she's like, "How can I outdo that?" Because the scene where she's talking about how she's old in this one is so good. Like, there's like canyons in my face. How are there canyons in my face? It is so funny. I I was so happy with this movie. And Lindsay Lohan, she obviously went through all those problems that she had for a long time. In this movie, she looks fantastic. Like, she looks healthy. Her acting was really good. Um, it felt like she went to Hallmark to kind of like get back into acting, and now she's back. Like, it felt like Lindsay Lohan is back, which is really cool. Like, I'm happy for her. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, her fiance. This is something I wanted to add. Her fiance. So Lindsay Lohan is getting married, and a lot of
Oh,
times with
in the
it
movie.
in the movie, Lindsay Lohan is
Okay.
getting married, just like her mom got married in the first one. Very similar that way. So they're getting married. You've got Lindsay Lohan's daughter, and you've got the guy she's marrying's daughter, and they don't like each other. So they switch bodies, and so does the Lindsay Lohan and her mom. They switch bodies again, and so everybody's kind of in this mess, and you're following along. Um, the guy that Lindsay Lohan is marrying, who's having to deal with all this mess and all this weirdness of everybody acting completely different than they normally do, does a fantastic job. And they do the typical thing where they have the guy, like they have the male gaze and they have the female gaze. They have like the female gaze where the guy is super sweet about everything and he's just like so supportive to a point where it's not realistic. That happens in a lot of these romance movies. In this one, it felt like a legit, genuine, nice guy. Like when I never felt like, oh, they just wrote this line because they know their audience and they just want to make everybody go, oh, it's so sweet. It felt like, no, a man would actually say this who was just a good, kind dude. I bought him being an actual guy, which is a big deal. And he acted it really well. It's the guy from The Good Place. Have you ever seen that? The dumb one?
Oh, yeah.
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 He's the one who does the acting, and the entire time I was like, I know you from somewhere. You're way younger, and you're dumb. What are you in? But he's not like that in this. He's very intelligent. He is a chef who owns a bunch of restaurants, and he just comes across as a genuine good dude, which I loved.
That actor's funny to see in different roles.
Yeah, it's wild. It's a very good movie. I'm really happy I went and saw it. Really happy.
Good. Because it's in theaters right now, right?
Yeah. Do you like the first one?
I haven't seen it in forever, but I remember really enjoying it.
Okay.
And I've been seeing the trailers for this, and I kind of rolled my eyes because I'm like, oh, cash grab type thing. So it really wasn't on my radar. And then it also has Squinty McGee from it. What's his?
Yeah.
Michael Murray.
Chad Michael Murray. He's the one area of the movie that I feel like it works if you're a fan of the original, but for me, I was kind of like, this is a little cringy.
Is he in the original?
Yes, he's the main love interest for Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, okay. I guess I forgot that. Maybe because he wasn't squinting.
You just you couldn't even tell it was him. He was like, his eyes are open.
His eyes are so open.
Not so this is a little bit of a spoiler, but the two girls don't want their parents to get married because they don't get along very well. So they go and find Chad Michael Murray and try to have him come back into the relationship and break things up. And the way that they do it is funny, but it is a little cringy. It is a little cringy. But I still highly enjoyed it. Even with Squinty McGee.
I don't mind him as an actor. It's just very specifically in One Tree Hill. He's like, oh, it's smoldering. I'm like, just open your eyes. You have pretty eyes, just open them.
There's a part where the girl who's in Lindsay Lohan's body, so the younger girls switch with the older, is the way that it works. And she's trying to seduce him, and she does the squinty thing, and I think it was to make fun of him specifically, but I don't know. But she's the person who's in the mom's body is okay, now you're gonna shake your hair, and now I want you to bite your lip. And she bites her lip, and she's like, it was very funny.
I think I've seen a clip of that, but she bites the top lip first, and then
yeah,
it's really awkward.
It was good. It was good.
So, what would you rate the old one on a scale of 1 to 10?
The old one for me is 7.7-ish, 7.8 right in there. And this one, probably a solid 7. Maybe a 7.1.
So you would still rather rewatch the old one?
Yes, I do think the old one is a better movie. And we're going to talk about this with Idiocracy. A lot of comedies, they work that one time when you're kind of surprised by the laughing bit. And I have a feeling that this movie is going to be a little bit like that, where some of the comedy will work again and some of it's just going to not, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Moving on to Josh's topic, Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Yeah, let's go.
So this was my movie I was trying to watch flying back from Utah. This movie is so close to being good. It is sad to me. I don't really have much more to say about that. Just the whole thing dies with Darcy. He is an awful actor. It was an awfully written role. I love the girls. I love every other character. The action sequences are abrupt and surprising and really good, like they're supposed to be with zombies. The villain was predictable and really stupid in my mind, but I can look past all of my nitpicks if it wasn't for Darcy being such an awful, terribly written, bad. Like, the writing is bad, but the actor is also bad. And he has, like, the most screen time. And it's like, if you were just played by somebody else, I might be able to forgive most of this stuff. But you're played by you, and you suck. Get off the screen.
You're played by you.
Like, it's... I don't know if he's in something else, and if he's genuinely just a bad actor. I don't know.
Have you seen Maleficent?
Long.
He's the crow.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not
he
a
was
great
acting.
acting
It was a
role.
voice act. Like, I don't know why the director cast that person. Because, like, his friend, or even the bad guy, I was like, they're doing so much better of a job. So much better. Swap those two actors around. Because, like, your acting sucks, my guy. It's truly awful. Just please get off the screen. Go ahead.
So if you got a better Darcy, then this would be good.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that. Like, the action's good. I like the idea. The villain, while stupid, is clever in that, like, hey, some zombies have intelligence. I hated the twist that, like, I've been a zombie the whole time. And I was like, okay, that's stupid. They could have done a lot more with the Four Horsemen other than just, like, the singular sighting of our main character. Like, they could have built it up. They could have led into it. They could have put something earlier. What's that called? Foreshadow. They could have foreshadowed the Four Horsemen being apart. But, like, they're not mentioned at all. She sees them once. They're not mentioned again. And then the last, like, 10 minutes, they mention the Four Horsemen, like, 20 times. And I'm like, if it's that integral to your plot, you should have made it more integral to your plot. But again, that's a nitpick, and I could totally forgive it if Darcy just didn't suck. Like, I really had to force myself through the Darcy scenes. There were a couple of times where I would have turned it off if I had other options convenient, because he is so bad.
I'm surprised you hated him that much. I realize it's not great, but I was like, this is kind of a B horror movie, and I was totally fine with him.
I remember watching this, and I remember watching it because I knew the actor that played Mr. Darcy, and I wanted to see him in another role. And then I remember after watching it being like, we'll never mention this again. And I never watched it again. I remember not being mad that I watched it, but I definitely never revisited it.
I really like this movie, but
No.
it's a B horror movie for sure.
It's not a B horror movie.
I feel
Look
like
at the
it's a
cast.
B horror
It's not
movie.
a B horror movie. They have Matt Smith. Charles
Matt Smith
Dance.
is in it?
Yeah, he does a great job.
This has been a while since I
The main
watched it.
character, Lily James, she does a great job. Like, the idea is not B horror movie. This is something stupid. Like,
It's just
No.
doesn't feel like they.
like, the production is there. The directing is there. The special effects are there. Like, the special effects definitely don't feel B horror movie-esque.
That's
Like,
true.
they put forth the effort to actually blow off zombies' heads multiple times on screen. It's not like they're cutting away to save budget all the time. Like, every person in this movie gives an 8 out of 10 performance or better.
Except for Darcy.
Who does freaking a 0 out of 10.
It was that
It's-
bad too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
dang.
I don't know when you last watched it, but if you go
It's been a
watch it
minute.
again, you're gonna be like, oh wow. Oh wow. Like,
Josh is
you're
like, if
talking about Squinty McGee in the last one. Like, the director's like, okay, here's where you smolder. Male gaze or female gaze. This is the part where you're supposed to walk on screen and have the brooding thing. And he's like,
it was bad. I remember that. Um, yeah, Josh was like, if I could have walked out of the plane, I would have.
I'm looking at it now. I have not seen him in anything else. And it makes sense. Like, he actually has,
It
like,
makes sense.
30 or so credits, but they're all for stuff I've never even heard of before, other than Maleficent.
Yeah.
It's like, just
Yeah, I haven't heard
don't
of it
act,
either.
my guy. Please just don't. Save the world some sanity and just do something else. Because
Josh is giving career advice. He's like, this just isn't it, man. This is
I
not
could have
it.
done better. I am not an actor, and I could have done better.
Have you thought about baking, maybe?
Like, he's definitely the worst part about the movie. The soundtrack isn't anything special, but I think it's passable. I love our main character. It doesn't feel girl bossy. She gets in plenty of fights that she loses. She's a character that makes sense. I love the interaction with her and the mother and the dad when he's like, well, you're in a bit of a pickle because if you do marry him, I won't talk to you, right? And it's like, aw, that's so sweet. And then it cuts to a Darcy scene, and you're like, I want to gouge my eyes out. I don't want to watch this anymore.
Where's the parachute?
Yeah, like I said, it's so close to being something that I would call like a genuinely really good hidden gem kind of a movie. And it
If
all
it
falls
wasn't for
apart
Darcy.
because of Darcy. And like,
Freaking Darcy.
Let's remake it.
We'll remake it and just put Josh in it. We'll film all the scenes with Darcy and just put Josh in them.
I want it to be
I
like
bet that movie would make millions because people would be like, this movie is amazing. Darcy's nothing special, but at least he's not bad anymore.
I want it to be like spliced, where it's like horribly spliced to like a home video.
Josh is literally just right there on the camera and he just reads the lines. It's like, oh no, there's a zombie.
It's like just has a hoodie on, a black
Says
hoodie.
bang for the bullet. Darcy shoots. Bang. Better movie. Guarantee it.
Oh,
That's what we
alright.
should turn our entire podcast into, is just figuring out movies that have one character that's really bad and one of us can do the lines.
We should do like Friday remake or something.
That would be so funny.
So, how would you say this impacted your life?
It
He now has a prejudice
made
against
the
Darcy.
flight go by quicker. So it was a good thing I watched it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I will never rewatch it though.
No, it's too bad.
It's hard when you watch a Pride and Prejudice movie that's making fun of Pride and Prejudice, and I hate Pride and Prejudice, and I go, I'd rather watch the other Pride and Prejudice.
That is pretty rough.
Yeah.
That's
It
pretty
is
rough.
funny that, like, I want to go watch it again. I never really had it on my rewatch list, but now I want to watch it again just for, like,
You know what?
see
That's
if I-
fair.
I like
might
it.
rewatch it the way some people watch Twilight. I might watch it to make fun of Darcy.
I had a really good,
But that
really
would be
fun
the
time with this
only-
movie. Very fun time.
All right. Did we have you rate it?
No.
Okay. Without Darcy, I genuinely think this is like an 8.5.
Wow.
With Darcy, I have to give it a 4.5 because he's just that bad.
Wow.
Ooh,
Is there any
wow.
actor ever that has dropped something 4 points for you? That's crazy.
No. But like you gotta remember, it's not like he's a side character. He's one of our
He's like
main
main character.
characters. He's
Yeah.
got the most or the second most screen time. It's, it's really unfortunate because like they had other actors on screen that they could have had play the role.
Any of them.
Like any of them. Yes, I would have preferred the guy who played the dad also play Mr. Darcy.
Takes off the mustache. I don't know if he had a mustache, but or puts on a mustache. All right. I guess it's we'll go on to my topic. So I told Josh that I was reading Thunderbolts fan fiction, and so he put this as my topic this week.
That's a good topic.
Because I literally, like, I was stuck at work. I think I texted him, I can't wait to go home and watch Thunderbolts again and read fan fiction. um, so, just as like a side thing, a lot of people think that fan fiction is just kind of smutty.
That's literally
That's
what was going to be my question.
no,
I was like, you're reviewing smut?
no. Let me preface that, like,
It
I go
just
on.
wasn't spicy enough.
Where was the spice?
Where was the
No.
spice?
Um, I like reading fan fictions on Archive of Our Own
Okay.
because then you can search for tags and you can people will tag if it's spicy or not. And I usually go for the non-spicy stuff and the slice of life things because I want more of the characters that I'm obsessed with on screen. And so it was really funny because I was searching for Thunderbolts and then I got rolled into a Bucky Barnes fanfic instead. It was funny because this fanfic, it followed like a new character that this author, because normally with fan fiction, it's an author insert, right? And you follow like the person of like, oh, if I was in this universe, this is how I would affect it and stuff. And usually it's just very much like every character caters to the author. Um, but this one was interesting because I couldn't tell if it was a self insert or not. And so they had a character that ended up being like the main character of every single thing that happened throughout the Marvel universe. So in that aspect, I was like, I don't mind if you add this character into the Marvel universe, but now you're like making the whole Marvel universe go around this one character you made. And it was Tony Stark's daughter that she named Cyrus. And I wasn't a big fan of that name. But anyway, so Tony Stark had a daughter with this other woman who made one of the stones, and then the Winter Soldier actually murdered her mom, and so she goes to go murder the Winter Soldier, but then uh, there's the Winter Soldier versus what is that? It's like Captain America against Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I can't remember what one that
Civil War.
Civil War. So it kind of the fic kind of starts in Civil War, and then she ends up being on Cap's side with Bucky Barnes, and then her and Bucky Barnes end up getting together. But there's like this one part where like she gets captured and somebody stabs her leg, so they had to amputate her leg, and I'm like, that's not that's not how any of this works, but okay. So it was like she had an amputated leg because he has an amputated arm. So we're doing How to Train Your Dragon
Ooh.
now. But I mean, like, I was there for the in between the mission things because she wasn't the best at writing action scenes. So I was like, okay, I get that this is where we are in the Marvel universe. Let's skip to the slice of life stuff because I like literally just liked reading about them doing dishes and like trying to get a cat and stuff. So they like end up getting a cat and then they like go into like the Thunderbolts era, and which really I didn't like because she made Cyrus be who Yelena was, and I was like, no, you're kind of ruining the story if you do it that way, but this is a fanfic, so I guess. Um, and then it kind of just tanked with like she had an alternate universe person come and steal her and Bucky's kid, and then they had to go to another alternate universe, and then Bucky couldn't pull her up off of a ledge, and she's like, "You're gonna have to let me go." And I was like, "He has a bionic arm that can literally."
No
It's like,
sense.
made no sense. So she's like, "You have to sacrifice him, like, save our child." And of course, their child name was Hope because she was
Oh,
Hope. Like I really liked up until the Thunderbolts portion where it was like just slice of life and like them trying to figure out how to be heroes and also have a home life and like how to adjust with that. Um, but then when it was like trying to come up with their own canon events, I was like, I think you need some help with those. Stick with what's going on in Marvel, but
can I
um,
give you like a huge, huge, huge suggestion for you to read?
sure.
Wandering In. It is slice of life to the max. And whoever the author is, nobody knows, writes crazy amount. Like an insane amount every single day. You will have stuff to read for the rest of your life. And it's what I've
It's
read
good.
is actually quite good. It
Just
starts off
wandering in.
a little rough, but it's quite good. Yeah, they've got like 12 books, and each book is like 40. Is like the size of a Stormlight Archives book. They're ginormous.
Uh,
And the
I
author writes a
think
lot.
I think the thing that I really like about fan fiction is that I can just get like happy moments up for my favorite characters instead of them being tortured all the time in movies. Um,
You just like happiness. I like it.
yeah, I'm trying to be more, trying to put more happy into my life,
That's good.
but
That's fantastic.
yeah, so that's like the stuff that I look for fan fiction is just slice of life things, and because like I really like the characters of Thunderbolts. That's why I was like looking for that specifically for fan fiction. And so like yeah,
Cool.
I searched for slice of life or and there was one that was like just I think it was like 2000 words that I read that was like Bob got on mood stabilizers and was like dealing with his life better at the compound and stuff and like that was all it was. Um and then yeah, but there's just a lot out there that's you have to sift through a lot of garbage to find some of the good stuff. Because the one that I was just explaining, the whole thing was like 150,000 words.
Mm,
So like it kept me busy. I wasn't mad that I read all of it, and
it's
like
chunky.
yeah, and it was good for a fanfic. Yeah, so like I'm not looking for like Shakespeare or anything when I'm going to fan fiction.
Yeah.
I'm just like literally trying to prolong being with characters that I like. Um
You
and
just
yeah,
want to have a happy story with happy people who do happy things and
I
be
want
able to spend time with them.
I want these characters to be happy. That's whenever I feel like the Marvel universe is being particularly mean to Spider-Man, I will look up Spider-Man fanfics where he's just happy.
Or he's just happy and somebody just like gave him a pizza because he's
Exactly.
Spider-Man. He deserves a pizza.
Exactly. And I think that's why I really like that one scene from Spider-Man 3 where the girl like comes and brings some cake.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I love that scene so much cuz she's just like trying really hard to be nice to him and it's cute. I like it. That's like the stuff that I'm looking for in fanfic. Somebody bring my character's cake. But yeah, so
Yeah, you would
all
like
right.
Wandering In a lot. I really think you would like it a lot.
Yeah, I have it written down, so I will. Are those actually published, or are those like?
Yes, they are actually published now.
Okay,
And the audiobook is quite well done.
okay, I'll look
But
into it.
yeah, check them out. I think you'd like them. So, what would you rate this fanfic?
6. It
Okay.
was. It was. I was glad I read it. Like it filled the void of what I was like looking for. But I don't think that it's like, oh my gosh, people should read this. This is like a work of art. So
Are there any fanfics that you would put in that category?
That's a good question.
there is a couple Baldur's Gate 3 ones that I would.
Okay.
One's called like Mirror Mirror, but there's so many called Mirror Mirror, and you have to sift through those, and there's a lot of spicy tags on ones like that. So
Wow, I'm so shocked by that.
wow, who
Crazy.
could have
Baldur's
guessed?
Gate. Whoa.
So,
The game where you can sleep with a bear. There's no way.
yeah, but there's like one that I really like, and I've actually read 3 times, um, where like Astarion got ascended, and the character was not happy with how he like his personality shift, and so she is basically trying to run away, and it's showing how he's still like trying to bring her back to Baldur's Gate, and like how far his reaches go with his new power. I like that one. That's pretty good.
Can you find it again?
Maybe.
Okay.
I just usually search on Archive of Our Own and just keep looking. I'm like, it has this in it and this in it. Just look for it in tags until I find it. So,
Very cool.
but I can't remember what the name or the author is. I'm so sorry. But
Okay.
yeah, there's so many. And then there's, what's, I tried looking up Fablehaven ones. Not good.
There's
It's
smutty Fablehaven?
it was bad.
People are freaks.
Yeah, like just the tags. I'm like jail, all of you, jail. And then I was like, never mind. Nobody has slice of life of Fablehaven. Guess I'll do it. But,
People are.
So what
No.
got you into fanfics? Because it seems like there's a lot of smut, and even when there's not smut, there's a lot of garbage.
It was the smut, and then she was like, I don't want smut anymore. I just want clean purity. No more foot fetish for me.
no, funny enough, it was. I was obsessed with My Hero Academia.
Oh, cool.
And then there was like I got all of the manga up to where it was written at the time. So because I liked the anime, so then I went and read the manga, and then there was like a spin-off of that, and then I read that whole spin-off, and then I was like, I want more. So I think it was actually Ellie that told me about Archive of Our Own. No, I found out about Archive of Our Own because I just started looking up YouTube videos of people's like fan stuff. And so then there was kind of like, oh, my head canon or whatever. And then somebody said like, oh, the full story or whatever on Archive of Our Own. So then I went to Archive of Our Own, found their story, read that. And then I realized that people do that with basically any type of story. So that's how I got into that. And then I specifically really like Archive of Our Own because you can put those filters on of like, make sure it's not gross. But then people still sometimes will slide stuff in there without putting it in the tags.
Oh.
So you still have a gamble. But most of the time it's pretty good.
Cool.
How much of a chance do you give it before you go, this one's bad, I'm going to stop reading, versus this one's good, I'm going to keep going?
Like, just like with,
Like, you just pull one up, you're like, I want to read a fanfic about Pride and Prejudice and zombies where Darcy's played by a good actor, and you find one, it's got the right tags, it's slice of life. How far into it do you read before you decide it's worth continuing to read, or do you just stop reading, or even if it's bad, do you keep reading it?
I usually, because they're usually pretty short, like 1,000 words or so. But if I really want something, then I'll put in the things like that I want over 50,000 words. And then if the first paragraph I want to rip my eyes out, then I stop. And I'll just go on to the next one. But they usually have a little excerpt at like it'll give you all the tags and it'll tell you what the fanfic's about. So I'll look at that. If that grabs my attention, then I'll go on to it. And then if their writing is bearable, then I'll just probably read the whole thing.
Oh.
And that's
Even if you don't like it, you'll just keep going.
no. As soon as I'm like, okay, then I just hit back and look at the next one. So I go through them pretty quick because there's thousands, literally.
Is
And like
this something you read often?
Archive of Our Own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on it all the time? Cool.
Yeah. It's like my most popped up thing on my phone. If you go to my Safari, it suggests that you go to Archive of Our Own.
So, what have you read fanfics for? Like, you got My Hero Academia, you have Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. Harry Potter.
Okay.
Most of them are better than the actual Harry Potter.
Wow.
Take note. Take note of what she just said. Thank you.
There's I think there's actually several published books of that were fan fictions that are now published because they're that good of Harry Potter.
Oh, well, how does that work? Wouldn't they have to pay royalties?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. All I know is that it happened twice.
Cool. That's cool.
There's ways around it. You can get permission if you do it for free. If you're not collecting
Yeah.
any money, there's nothing wrong with it. You can change the name slightly. There's a lot of...
Does Harry
Yeah.
Potter... Because, I mean, like, I know Star Wars used to just kind of be like, write whatever you want. We don't care. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Is Harry Potter like that?
I feel like J.K. Rowling's all over it. Yeah, I don't know how that works. All I know is that like it's happening. But yeah, I'll
That's cool.
read Harry Potter, My Hero Academia. I actually wrote my own.
Whoa, is it on
fanfics.
there?
It's on there.
Ooh, I think that needs to be our shared topic.
Okay. What's funny is I found my friends' fanfics on there before, and I'm like, Phineas and Ferb. I was like, what is this? So, yeah. Let's see, I'm trying to think of other. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3, obviously. Mass Effect. There's a lot of Mass Effect ones.
That would actually be sweet.
I think that's basically the ones that I go to are those, and then Marvel ones. You will not believe how many are already out from Superman.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There's thousands already
That's
of
wild.
like author insert in Clark Kent. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's really funny because you can tell what's really popular based on like what everybody's writing about on these sites. There's also like, so Wattpad is one that is very notorious for fanfics, and that's the one that's more smut central.
That's
Is
the only one I
Wattpad.
really know of, is that one.
Yeah. And so I think I got on that one once until I realized what's mostly on it, and then I stick with Archive of Our Own now. But yeah, so that's been Fanfic Corner with Lauren. So we'll go on
A
to
new regular segment we're going to have.
Fanfic Corner with Lauren.
let's go to our shared topic, which is okay. I'm gonna murder this name because I've been saying it wrong in my head. Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to hear your thoughts about it, Josh.
Okay. This one was my suggestion. I will take credit for it. Um, Unfortunately, the things that made me want to see it were clips from TikTok, and those clips were the only funny scenes in this movie, at least to me. I don't think this one was bad. There's definitely far worse, like Napoleon Dynamite, Nacho Libre,
Get those out of your mouth.
Those are way worse
Hot
than this.
Rod.
Way worse than
Like,
this.
very similar kind of comedy. If those are your thing, this one will probably work, just not as well. If those are not your things, it will probably work a little bit better. But to me, this was like a whole meh pie of that kind of humor. Yes, Lauren.
I liked all of the other ones except this one, so mm-mm.
Like
I
I
don't
said,
think that
it
this
will
falls.
probably work, just not as well.
I think what Josh said is completely right, because...
And if they don't work,
Yeah.
this one will probably work a little bit better. But like, I think we have, in my mind, a new measuring stick when we're looking at comedies. We have Black Panther as a 5 out of 10 in general, and this is a 5 out of 10 comedy for me. There are a couple of funny scenes, a whole lot of meh, nothing that was like, wow, this is so stupid, I want to gouge my eyes out. It was just... I won't watch it again, but I hate it. There's nothing plot-wise. I'm like, I absolutely despise that. None of the jokes were like truly, truly awful. But like, at its highest points, it was a little chuckle for me. Nothing that got me to laugh out loud. Part of that might be due to the fact that I had seen a lot of clips on TikTok lately of the funnier parts of this movie. So when I got to those parts, I was been there, done that, seen that multiple times.
What were those clips?
A lot of them are him taking the IQ test and then being called to be the Secretary of Interior and him meeting all of the group of people in the White House. Except I didn't know what's his name, black guy, was the president.
Terry.
Crews.
Terry Crews. Yeah, I didn't know he was in it, so it didn't show that. I didn't even know there was another person who came to the future. I didn't know that that girl was in it. I thought that was a whole wasted bit. They could have done a lot more with her character, but it's not like they did anything terrible with her character. So, yeah, for me, this was just like a 5 out of 10, meh, hour and 45 of my life. Don't hate it, don't really love it. Just something I saw the other day.
Fair. All right, Conlon, what did you think?
Okay, mine was like a meh plus. Is probably how I would say it. I don't think this is a great movie, but this isn't like Nacho Libre or Napoleon that I just hate. I hate those movies. This one had a couple moments where I was like, that is kind of witty funny. Like the first time you see Costco, I laughed. I thought that was funny. When at the very end, I talked about this before our episode, but they're going through and they're showing the history of Earth because they're in the time machine, and Charlie Chaplin and his Nazi regime, I laughed out loud at that. And then the UN came and the UN destroyed the Nazis, and it's the UN, and I was like, that is so dumb, but it made me laugh. I thought that was funny. There were the Costco thing was good. What else was good from this? I thought the dumbness was actually played up pretty well. Like, it could have been annoying, but I wasn't annoyed by it, which I give a lot of credit to, because that could have just driven me crazy, and it didn't. I thought the everybody being advertising, like all their clothes are just advertising, was really interesting. I thought the Gatorade taking over and getting rid of the water was like, I kind of like that. That's kind of clever. Like, you're taking consumerism to its largest consent. Like, that whole idea, I thought had some clever aspects to it, and made what could have been an excruciating movie have some enjoyable aspects to me. It wasn't great. Nothing awesome. I would put it above a 5, but not much above a 5, but above a 5. Um, yeah, it was also a movie that I watched, but it's not a movie that I regretted watching because I did have a couple chuckles.
Well, there are a couple of chuckles, right? Like, for me, the funniest scene was the beginning when, like, the very first scene when it's describing how everybody got stupider, and it cuts between the, oh, well, it's not the right time for us financially.
That was funny.
And then it cuts over to the redneck, and he's like, I thought you were on the pill. And she was like, no. And she's like, oh, I guess that would have been Alice. Alice? Like, that was the funniest part of the entire movie for me.
That was funny. That was funny. There were quite a few spots in it that genuinely made me laugh. I thought they were good. And then there were some parts of it that were a little cringy, like the dude who's just sitting on the couch toilet. I was like, what the hell is going on? But I did think the stripper, when she first shows up, she's like, hey, baby, yeah, I charge by the hour, and in 3 days, you are going to feel great. And she's just charging him. I thought that was funny. Yeah, it was just, I had a pretty good time with it. Will I watch it ever again? No. But I had a pretty good time with it. Okay, now destroy the movie with your hatred. Tell us about it.
My only note I have is my IQ dropped. I did think that, like, it was a clever, like, way of explaining how, like, people's IQ dropped, is that, like, smart people realized we can't have a kid right now, and the dumb people are just, like you were saying. I did think that was, like, clever, and I was like, okay. And then I felt like the rest of the movie kind of dropped in its cleverness after that, and I was like, oh, I feel like this could have been so much better. And I liked when he, like, went to the doctor, though, and they're like, okay, what are you experiencing? And there's, like, the buttons of, like, what it could be. I'm like, this feels almost like a real doctor.
I don't.
At this point.
I was tired when I watched this, and I don't think this joke would have worked for me. But the whole "this one goes in your mouth," I did laugh really, really hard. But there are times where I think I would think that was disgusting and so cringe. But at that particular time, I was laughing my ass off.
I laughed at when the doctor came in and was giving him his diagnosis. Because I'm like, this feels like, I have since gotten a different doctor, but I had a doctor before that would, like, come in and be like, hey, yeah, so you're a girl, so you have an eating disorder and you think you're fat. So this is what we're going to do. And I was like, I haven't even said anything to you. And he's like, well, you're too skinny for a diabetic, so obviously you have an eating disorder. And I'm like, no. And so, like, that's what it felt like when the doctor came and he's like, you see this chart? This means you're effed up. But he had, like, no explanation for it. He's like, yeah, but it's fine. My sister is also effed up, but now she flies planes. I've literally been in a doctor's office where they're like, that sucks, but it's fine because I know so many other people who are just dealing with chronic pain anyway. And it's like, so that, I think, was the funniest part to me. Was just the doctor's office. And then also how he escaped prison, I thought was funny.
Yes,
it was
I
just
like
so
that too.
Simple. He was like, I'm in the wrong line. I need to go out. And he, like, slapped him. He's like, you're so dumb, get in that line. I thought I think that was the only time that I kind of chuckled. But yeah, I would say that I'm slightly below a 5. So I'm here to balance things back out to where everything's a 5. You were a 5 plus, I'm a 5 minus. So like a 4 plus, I guess.
I think maybe I was just in a good spot because I was thinking about it. I also liked the part where the guy who is what's the show called, like Your Balls or whatever it's called, and people just come up and they kick him. I thought it was funny. I was like, that guy has the worst job in the history of jobs. That would be terrible.
I think you must have been loopy because I'm only chuckling because you were laughing at it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a pretty mid movie. I was glad that I was
I
doing
do agree
other
with that.
things while I was watching it, so I didn't feel like I wasted my time because I got some stuff done while I was watching it.
That's good.
I
So
wish I had done that.
Me too, honestly. I'm being the most positive about this movie. I don't know what's happening in these episodes. I'm being positive.
we're flipping.
Um, but I still think it's a very mid movie. It's a very mid movie.
Trying not to sneeze on you guys. Okay. Well, okay. So there you have it. Idiocracy is pretty mid. Um, yeah, I was kind of sad because I felt like it was a good idea that I think it could have been more.
It could have been
Um,
better.
yeah. Well, there we have it. I think that's going to be our episode for our first episode this week. What is it that you say, Josh?
Did you
IDK.
like
No,
better today than
there we go.
yesterday?
Yes. Have a good day, everybody.
GAF.
I'm always like, I can't remember what it is. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
See you guys.
See ya.